Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I was due in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'd like to welcome you to Minecraft Morning Musings. While we looked at the first two chapters sequentially, from here on out I'm going to skip around the Dao de Jing and highlight first some of the chapters I feel express both interesting and accessible aspects of Taoism. The 8th chapter of the Dao de Jing compares the Tao to water. Water is a powerful device analogically, as most humans have encountered it at some point during their lives. Those who haven't died pretty quickly and can probably be discounted for the sake of this argument. While Suzuki, McDonald, and Legg did just fine by us in the first 3 videos, I feel like their interpretations of Chapter 8 flounder in comparison to Dwight Goddard's 1919 translation. True goodness is like water, in that it benefits everything and harms nothing. Like water, it ever seeks the lowest place, the place that all others avoid. It is closely kin to the Tao. For a dwelling, it chooses the quiet meadow. For a heart, the circling eddy. In generosity, it is kind. In speech, it is sincere. In authority, it is order. In affairs, it is ability. In movement, it is rhythm. Inasmuch as it is always peaceable, it is never rebuked. Unlike the last few videos, which were highly analytical, I'd like to use this chapter as more of a source for actual meditation. If you're watching this the day it was posted, then it's Thursday, and your week has probably been up and down already. Now, as much as I'd like to define up in relation to down, I'm not gonna, and instead I'll ask you to visualize water for me. There is a joy to water. There's a reason we love integrating water with our other activities. You know, we can't just ski on frozen flakes of water in the winter. We need to create empires, to go to war, to recover from said war with a surplus manufacturing capacity, just to manufacture jet skis so we can ski on snow that's melted and flowed downhill for miles and miles and accumulated in lakes in the middle of summer. We like to splash, we like to swim, we like to float in those inflatable plastic things that are full of air and therefore express buoyancy. Now, for me, even though I've seen water in creeks, lakes, streams, gutters, sinks, fountains, and an ocean, often when I'm asked to visualize water, I remember some fleeting memory of a film clip of an astronaut messing around on the space shuttle, and a blob of water morphing and deforming as it floats through the cabin. Something about that image always just captures my imagination, drags me back, you know? And I think that I just love to see water just being water. You know, how it just drifts and stretches, you know? Gravity and water are so closely linked that we don't even notice when we drive on a bridge and, over a river or something, and the river is not floating around drowning people. You know? Water is powerful. Lao Tzu mentions that water seeks the lowest place rather than fighting its way to the top, but neglects to mention that in doing so, it erodes obstacles and makes its own way. It smooths stone and breaks down mountains. It forms canyons that are so grand that we can't think of better names for them. Now, Lao Tzu mentions the heart of water as a circling eddy, which, if you've ever been rafting, you've seen the power of. Power, order, ability, these are all words that intuitively go hand in hand, but Lao Tzu also lists rhythm, sincerity, and kindness as being traits of water. Now, water being kind is a bit harder to grasp, but remember that the kinship between the Dao and water is one of the main points of this passage, you know? The Dao is kind, the Dao is sincere, the Dao is ability and rhythm and order, you know? To have the Dao is to have these traits. Well, I've enjoyed sailing this ocean and reading you all this, and I hope you enjoyed listening as well. But I'd like to encourage each of you to reflect on the water you interact with throughout the day, to kind of take this one step further, you know? Next time that you see or feel or touch or listen, or do you smell water? You might. If you do smell water, think about it. Think about how we shape water, how water shapes us, you know? It's got all these different phases, all these different forms, and it's kind of a miracle in a lot of ways how much water can do and how perfect it is for what we are and how we live. So, you know, just a little bit something to think about. Also, in closing, you know, I'd just like to sign off saying, you know, this is a new series, and because of that, I'd really appreciate it if you could click thumbs up or thumbs down on each episode, leave me feedback, comments, tell your friends about what I'm doing. All of these things are super awesome. And I know some of you guys enjoy my adventure work as well. Don't worry, there are more adventures to come. But in the meantime, there's also going to be a lot more stuff like this. So I'm really excited, and I hope you are too. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.